Hi, everybody. It's me again, Suzanne, with Healing Messages from Spirit. I hope everybody had a good week. I hope that the messages I gave last weekend resonated with you and you were able to use that intuitive guidance going forward into your week. I would love to hear if anything I said made sense for you throughout the week. So I put a poll on my Facebook page asking if I should do the same thing, or if the same 3-deck thing, or if I should do a reading for each sign. And we chose to do a reading for, or you guys chose to do a reading for each sign. So actually, I need to grab the list of signs because I don't have them memorized. It's my beautiful tapestry. Okay. Very good. So I am just going to spend a moment just grounding myself and centering myself. Of course, I'm worried this time that you guys will see both views of me, just to make it a little more personal, to see like me actually speaking. Anyway, so just taking this moment to ground and connect myself with Mother Earth. Since I am a shaman, I've already opened my space today. I am grateful for the opportunity to give you all readings. It is my intention to give you positive, intuitive guidance for the week ahead, which would be the week of December 9th. I ask that my guides, my team, surrounds me and guides me and helps me through this process. As you see here, I have selenite. I am going to just move it, and I'm allowing the selenite just to clear each deck of any past energy. Although my decks do sleep with selenite as well, so I'm sure they're already cleared, but just for purposes of this, I'm going to do that. I'm going to give each deck a final shuffle, and then I'm going to do the readings much in the same way I did last week's, but it will be for each sign, and it will be just one group of cards. So we're going to do that instead. These. Anybody doing anything exciting this weekend? I'm going to see Christmas lights tonight with my family, so that should be fun. I think it's no secret that I have a hard time around the holidays. So going and seeing Christmas lights and being with my family does help a lot. All right, so I have my 3 decks, John Holland's, and my angel messages. So I'm going to move them aside. And much in the same fashion I did last week, I'm going to pull cards. So why don't we get started? Okay. The first sign I'm going to do is Aquarius. So let's start there. I'm going to pull cards just like I did last time. And then we're going to give a general message going forward for the week. Okay. And then we'll leave that card for the end. Okay, so we're looking at Aquarius. All right. I just want to get an overall meaning here or message. It looks like Aquarius may be having a difficult time feeling empowered or feeling as though their life is moving in the right direction, or both. I pulled the solar plexus chakra card, and as we know, that's the gut area. It's the area of intuition, self-esteem, self-confidence. So, you know, I think all of us, unless we are perfect, struggle with our self-esteem and self-confidence. But for the message for this week for you, Aquarius, it's actually looking at that. It's talking about, the card that came with it is rebuild. So I think that we're all constantly trying to rebuild our self-esteem, rebuild our self-confidence. You know, nowadays it's all about feeling empowered, and how do we go about that? So this rebuild card is talking about, what can you do this coming week that will help you work on that self-esteem and self-confidence, that self-love and that self-worth? I feel it is vital that we all do this all the time, because, you know, when we're happy, when we love ourselves, when we feel that we are worthy, it just trickles into every area of our life. So I feel as though that's what needs to be worked on, or that's what is going to be worked on. This could be what's going on in the Aquarius frame of mind right now. So again, what can we do? That may mean finding an affirmation. That may mean meditating. That may mean sleeping an extra 15 minutes. What can we do to really work on that self-love, that self-care? Second card that was pulled was the Hope card, and with it came the Manifest card. You know, it's all fine and dandy to have hope that our lives are going to change, that all the work that we're doing is going to make a difference. But it won't completely work unless you manifest what it is you want. So manifesting, you know, I hear from my guides right now that Aquarius are great manifestors. I think it's all in how we view manifesting, how we feel about it, and how we actually do it. We don't do it, nothing happens, right? So I feel as though in order to get this self-esteem, self-confidence going, being rebuilt, we need to have the hope and manifest what we want the outcome to be. So if we're wanting to work on believing that we are worthy of whatever you fill in the blank, we have to maybe manifest it by finding a daily affirmation that says, I am worthy of fill in the blank. And that in turn gives us hope. So do you see how the little cycle is developing here? The third card I pulled was the financial and material changes. And with it comes heal. I feel as though, and the reason I separate this just so you can see the cards, but I feel as though this is happening in the coming week because this has happened in the recent past. And what I mean by that is financial and material changes. This card is actually a card of loss. It could be the loss of a job, the loss of money, loss of a relationship. You can see on the man's hand there's all these divisions. So it's different things, and it can be a lot of things that maybe you've experienced. Maybe it's a few. Maybe you lost a job and your relationship broke up. You know, things like that. So this has happened, and it doesn't have to be an extreme. It could be something that's really just brought you down in the last few weeks or months. Maybe you didn't get a promotion at work. You know, that's brought you down. So basically this is saying something has definitely lowered your vibration, or that confidence you had, that happiness you had. And now it's time to heal from that. And to do that, to heal, we need to work on the solar plexus chakra. We need to rebuild how we are looking at ourselves. We need to have hope that it is going to work. Or I shouldn't say that it's going to work. We need to have hope and it will work. You always have to give those direct comments to the universe, let them know, and they're like, oh, okay, we gotta get to work here. And it's all done by manifesting. What the changes, what do you want to manifest going forward for yourself that is going to get you to that point? So this week for you, Aquarius, is about rebuilding, manifesting, and healing that solar plexus chakra, that chakra of self-esteem and self-confidence, that working on self-love and self-worth. And it's because, you know what, you're coming out of a taxing time, maybe something difficult has happened. Again, it could be small, it could be major, but you're ready to move forward this week. I feel like as though the energy is definitely there for you to make changes going forward and really just begin to raise your vibration up again and be happy. Let's see what the card is, the angel card is. It's perfect. If you can see, it's called Release, and what it says is work with Archangel Michael to let go of what no longer serves you or your purpose. And this is perfect. I think this is part of the healing, manifesting, and rebuilding. Release what doesn't serve you. Whether it's a thought, person, different relationship, an emotion, release what no longer serves you. And this is really going to help you heal, manifest, and rebuild. All right. So that is Aquarius. I hope that resonates with you guys, and I hope that it makes sense, and that going forward for your week now, you can really just, work on yourselves and love yourselves. All right, let's move on to Pisces, which is my sign. So this will be interesting to see what I'm getting for myself as well. So first card we pull is Rest and Rejuvenate, coupled with Daydreams and Decisions. Then we have Authority, coupled with Strengthening Bonds. Interesting. And then the last card is Truth, coupled with Find Balance. All right. And then we'll pull here angel cards we'll read later. Okay. Okay, so for you Pisces, and again, I'm a Pisces, so this reading myself interests me as well. I kind of get where this reading is going already for myself. So let's see if my other Pisces followers can relate. Looking at the first card, we have this Rest and Rejuvenate. This card goes one of two ways. What it is saying is that this week coming up, you really need to rest and rejuvenate. Take some time for yourself. Take that solitude and do that self-care. So much like the Aquarius, the universe is, and your higher self is wanting you to take a break. This card can also say that for you Pisces, if you don't rest and rejuvenate, sometimes the universe will do that for you in the form of a cold, a flu, just feeling run down, feeling exhausted, and it kind of just stops you in your tracks, forces you to do so. So know that going into the week. Give yourself a little bit of extra, maybe 10 minutes of sleep, 10 minutes of just closing your eyes, a 10-minute nap throughout the day, which I know can be very difficult, or even when you're in your car driving somewhere, just to kind of focus on your breathing, anything like that, anything to really rejuvenate your mind, body, and soul. The card that came with it is Daydreams and Decisions. I think for Pisces this week that we're coming out of a time of always trying to please people, always trying to do the right thing, and it doesn't always work, and it can be frustrating, and we're very much like a dog with a bone with some situations. So I think this week what the universe wants is for us to slow down, to regroup, and to really refocus or reevaluate certain situations. So daydreams and decisions, this whole thinking process of the decisions we're trying to make, what the goal is with a certain situation that we're trying to get to. All this overthinking can be actually, I don't want to say beneficial, but instead of overthinking and creating worry with the Rest and Rejuvenate, it could be putting things into perspective, making, journaling, making that pros cons list, really seeing what is it right now. I have all these things bombarding me because I'm trying to do so much to make everybody happy. The universe is saying, whoa, take care of yourself, reevaluate, look at what exactly is going on in your life. So take some time to really just see, slow down. It's like putting your foot on the brake, pumping the brakes a little bit. The next card we have here is Authority, and I think this definitely talks about a Pisces. I know we're called the daydreamers and that kind of thing, but you know what? This card is saying continue to have that determination, that willpower, that inner strength. And sometimes I think we fault at that a bit. Again, we get so busy doing things for other people or doing things that we think other people want us to do. It kind of takes away from our own inner strength or empowerment to be able to move forward in a manner that benefits us. So this is telling you to reevaluate, to look at what are you doing for yourself. Again, what are you doing for yourself? What can we do going forward? Regaining that determination, inner strength that we need, not what others need from us, but what we need for ourselves. And it was paired with the Strengthening Bonds card. So as you can see, strengthening the bond, I feel this card is talking about strengthening the bond with ourselves. Strengthening the bond of, okay, we do all these things for others, what are we doing with ourselves? And I think that's important. It goes back to the Rest and Rejuvenate. Take care of yourself. Do something for yourself. Self-care. Strengthen the bond with yourself. Pamper yourself. Do some things for yourself. Instead of doing things for others, how about you pick up one of the goals that you wanted to work on for yourself? That kind of thing. So it's all about putting everybody else aside, which I know sounds selfish. And of course, if we have family, a spouse, we're not going to do that completely, but it is saying to find a way to really just look at ourselves, rest and rejuvenate, strengthen the bond with ourselves, regain that self-determination and inner strength to do things and complete things that we want to do for ourselves. The third card here is the Truth card. And I always say, it looks like it's like a legal card, which it can be, but for what I'm seeing, it doesn't relate to that. This is more of the being logical and realistic about what it is you're trying to do. Most likely it's too much. So this card is saying, be logical, be realistic. You're only one person, you can only do so much. And the card that was paired with it makes so much sense. It's the fine balance. So there is no balance lately in your life. You're either doing too much for one person, too much for work, too much, digging into and trying to fixing a relationship. And this is saying this week, find some balance. And that balance includes taking care of yourself, the self-care. And that's really important. So again, I feel as though this week is a lot about Pisces, you just pumping the brakes, taking a step back, reevaluating, doing some self-care, worrying about yourself, reconnecting with yourself, strengthening that bond, finding balance. It's about those things instead of run, 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 do for others. Now it's time to do for you. So I hope that makes sense. Let's see what the angel card. Very good. All right. Shield yourself. Let me see if I can tilt that up. Probably has a glare, but shield yourself says, Protect yourself from harsh or fear-based energies by envisioning a cocoon of healing light surrounding you. And actually, that's a really good way to look at it. This whole week of doing this resting and rejuvenating, you know, we can put ourselves into that bubble. We can crawl back into our shells and just take a little time for us. Like, whoa, okay, yes, I can't do 5 million things this week for you. I can do 2. You know, and just really concentrating on ourselves. So yes, that makes a lot of sense. Guard yourself from those other energies. A lot of us Pisces are also empaths, so we're picking up on everybody's stuff. And with the holiday season, we tend to be seeing more people. The stores are more crowded, you know, that sort of thing. So I hope that you can resonate with this. I hope that you see this in your week coming, your week ahead. And I just really feel as though, again, you need to pump the brakes, take a rest, and reevaluate things and then move forward. All right. The next sign we're going to look at is Aries. So let's see what this week has in store for Aries. Recognition and reward, balance, patience, love, fertility, dedicated effort. Okay. So, all right, Aries, for you this week, this I actually feel can relate to a few different topics or things that are going on in your life. So I'm going to start with that. If you're an Aries and you're trying to conceive, great week for it. We have the fertility card here. So I just want to put that out there because I know a lot of you are trying to do so. And maybe even, you know, it's a great month. It's December. So maybe it's not only the week, but the month. Or a good time to start trying to add to the family, or time to start talking about adding to the family. So that aside, let's see what general messages I have for Aries. All right, so first off here we have recognition and reward. Now with this, what I'm feeling is for Aries this week, we're looking at job, career, school. And if you stay at home and your job is taking care of your family, this could be, it relates to you as well. The card that comes with it is balance. So what it's saying is this week ahead is really time for you to get a little bit of that recognition and reward that you've worked so hard for and that you deserve. It's like up until this point, up until this coming week, you've worked hard. You've had no balance in your life. You've dedicated yourself to just one thing. Again, a job. Could even be a relationship. And if you're a stay-at-home mom, it could be just working really hard for your family. So there's lots of different scenarios that this can relate to. What I'm drawn to the most is job, career, and that includes being a stay-at-home mom. What I feel it's saying is, you know what? If you're trying to prove yourself or trying to prove to yourself that you are worthy of this recognition and reward, you don't need to do that. This week you will see that. As you strive this week to continually reach for balance in your life, which I feel that you do, Aries. I always think of Aries as like this level-headed, kind of stubborn, but they got a good head on their shoulders kind of thing. Again, I'm not good with astrology, so if I'm wrong, you can feel free to comment, because I probably am, but just the Aries that I know, that's how I view them. But, you know, it's time. Again, it's time. See, I got off track there. I'm sorry. It's time to continue to work on that balance, finding that balance, whether it be, you know, asking your, and if my dogs bark, I apologize. I should say at the beginning of every video because it happens at some point. It's about finding that balance. So if it's asking your partner, hey, can you take the kids to school this week? I want to sleep in an extra 10 minutes. Or if it's, hey, to a coworker, can you help me out with this project? I feel if we both work on it, we'll get further. You know, and then you get a little break or a little bit of help. And I feel if you do that, you're going to feel a little bit of relief, and you're going to get a sense of that recognition and a reward. So finding that balance is, I feel, key. The next one I pulled is patience. This card says, good things come to those who wait. Be patient. You see the lady with the seed in her hand, watching it grow into this beautiful flower. As always, things happen when they're supposed to. All things happen with time. You can't, you know, if you're trying to force a situation or an outcome, this is saying it's not going to happen this week. And I pulled a love card with it, so you see the man and the woman standing here. What I feel with this is, in the last two readings, the other two signs were a little different. This is talking about career. This is talking about relationships. And then we'll get to this one in a minute. But I feel with relationships, it's just be patient. If you're going through struggles in your relationship, know that changes don't happen overnight. Takes time and effort, takes giving the person some space. But the love is still there. The basis or the foundation is still there. So just be patient with your other person. And this could even be a relationship with one of your children, with a friend or a family member. So don't expect this week to make all these leaps and bounds in a relationship that you're working on. Just be patient. Let the seed grow. Let things heal. And I think you'll get a better result that way. Third message here, and I know I already talked about fertility because, you know, this is the card of pregnancy, I guess you would say. But for what I'm seeing for you, Aries, is fertility is about using your own creativity, artistic ability, using your own methods to create a new beginning, a new cycle, going forward for yourself. And, you know, it seems to be a thing, taking some time for yourself, for that self-care. So this is saying this is a great week to work on yourself a little bit. You know, if you wanted to, I don't know, start using an Instapot and finding recipes, do so. If you want to start a new way of eating, trying keto, do so. Give it a little try. It's not saying you have to throw yourself into things, even though this card says dedicated effort, work hard. It's just giving that effort, a little bit of effort going forward to start things off. So again, for you, Aries, we had a couple messages. Work, you know, ask for help, find the balance. The recognition and reward is there. You're going to feel as though what you're doing matters this week. With relationships, just to have patience, let things heal, and then they will move forward. And then for your own sake, yourself, the fertility, making new starts, new beginnings, new cycles, trying new things, and having that little bit of dedicated effort going forward so that you can really find something that makes you smile, makes you happy. You tried a new recipe, it was great. Nice change. You know, it's going to bring some happiness into your life. And let's see what the angel card is. We have him again. He's popular. Archangel Michael. And what he says for you, Aries, is you're working very closely with this powerful archangel who's protecting you and guiding you through this situation. So I feel this definitely relates to work, career, even being a stay-at-home mom. I think that's very important. Through your relationships and even your new endeavors for yourself. Know that you have angel guidance, someone that watches over you. You know, and I think this is also a saying that, you know, rely on your own guides. Call them in. Ask them to help you out. That's what they're there for. So, Aries, I hope that going forward this week that you can take my message and really find the synchronicities in it. See what happens. Okay, The next sign is Taurus. Let's see what we get for the sign of Taurus. Love begins. Move. Movement, choices, and decisions. Helpless and hopeless. Firm foundation. Blossom. Okay. And then we have an angel card that we'll look at in a minute. Okay. Let me look at this for a second. Okay. Taurus people are probably some of the most stubborn people that I know. And I feel for you, Taurus, that, but you're also, saying that you're stubborn, you're also extremely loving, especially to, to those you care about. And what I'm seeing for you this week is that it's time to let those new beginnings or new cycles happen. You need to let go of what's happened in the past, what hasn't worked for you. That's what I think is key here. Remove what hasn't worked for you in the past and move forward with a new cycle, a new beginning, a new process. And I feel this week for you has to do with family. Has to do with family, and of course, when I say family, that can also mean money, career, relationships, all those things kind of rolled into your family. If you're single, it could mean your immediate family and your friends. If you're married, it's your spouse. If you're married with children, then it's your spouse and your children. So there's different ways to define family. So there's always some way that this can relate to you specifically. All right, so Taurus, leaving things in the past, trying to change your way of thinking, and moving forward into this week. Love begins. This is a card of new cycles beginning. So it's definitely a great week to really, really work on your thought process, how you view things, especially when it comes to your family. This is saying move. I think what the move card means is moving out of old patterns, old ways of doing things, and taking a step forward, that brave step forward into doing things just a little bit differently. I feel that for Taurus, that, in the past you may have recently experienced somebody letting you down, or something not working out the way you wanted it to, and that can make you feel helpless and hopeless. I know I kind of skipped a card here, but it can. And I think that affects the way that you may be doing things going forward, because you're, again, in that old mindset. The card, movement, choices, decisions. This is a great card because it's saying that all of this is waiting for you. It's time to move forward. It's time to make choices and make decisions. And you can see here on the card, there's money, there's relationship, there's home, there's new adventures, things that you don't know about yet. And there's the dog barking. So I feel as though it's time, I don't want to say get off your butt and start doing things. I think it's really important to say it's time of letting go of old patterns, old ways of thinking, and just moving forward and not being afraid just to see what happens. That's key. A lot of times I think, or what I'm picking up for Taurus is that a lot of times they may think, well, I've tried this and I've tried this and it's never really made a difference with my finances. Well, you know what? You think of something else and you try that. Don't let things that haven't worked out for you dampen what's could happen for you in your future. Firm foundation. This means you've worked hard to get to this point in your life. You've established this firm foundation going forward. It's time to build on that firm foundation. You got the cement, you got the foundation, you have the basis of the structure. Now it's time to build upon that with new ways of thinking, especially getting out of those old patterns. So we want to build this foundation now healthier and stronger going forward. Does this mean that you have to make all of these advances and changes all in 1 week? No, of course not. I think with these cards, and then the card that came with it is Blossom. So definitely any changes in your thought process, anything you do a little bit differently this week is going to begin that process of changing and moving forward in a more positive manner. You know, you may decide to, I mean, I'm thinking of an example, and I'm getting a lot of stuff for Taurus from my guides as well. So, which always happens to me when I read anybody, whether it's with cards or not. But for Taurus, I see it's like this way of that you guys are worrying about saving money and finances. And I really feel as though what your guides are trying to nudge you to do is like relooking at your budget and just being realistic. Okay, my budget's saying, you know what? You can only save $100 every month. Okay, save that $100. Don't think of it as only $100. $100 is $100. So it's about changing your way of thinking about things. Very important. All right, and the angel card here says, you are a powerful light worker. And it's funny because most of the Taurus people I know are light workers. It says, you are safe to be powerful. Your spiritual power brings great blessings in loving service to the divine. Honestly, I think what this card is trying to add to this or to say is that you are a strong person. You do have this inner strength. You do spread light and joy to others. But for this week, I think what it's saying is just change the way you think and start moving forward. Move forward. Get out of the way of feeling helpless and hopeless about things that may not have worked out before. Change your way of thinking, try something different, because you know what? It's time to make these moving choices and decisions. Because I do feel this coming week is kind of like a precursor, I guess you would say, to going forward into the new year and really seeing a lot of things blossom in your life. So you got this firm foundation, now let it blossom. So I hope that helps, Taurus. I'm hoping that my Taurus friends watch this and then tell me that, oh, you're right. You so know me. Thinking of one person in particular. But all right, so moving on. Taurus, we have Gemini. All right, let's see what we got for Gemini. Solitude, opportunity, universe, detach, transformation, sacral chakra. Okay, then we have an angel card for later. All right, Gemini. And I apologize, you know, I'm using tarot cards, but for some reason my guides super want me to just interject with everything they're telling me. So I'm doing that. So I hope that you guys are okay with that. Gemini, this week I feel for you is all about getting rid of the stagnancy in your life, making some changes within yourself, because I feel these cards, what they're telling you is that you need to prepare for a lot of good luck and good fortune that's coming. Not only in the new year, but even after this coming week. I feel as though you're going to begin to see a lot of good things being offered to you. And it's going to be for you to decide what to do with them. So let's look at the cards. Solitude. Definitely, this is a card like Pisces of slow down, pump the brakes, take a break, find some time for yourself. The solitude, going within, retreating into your shell. And you know what? If you want to watch a movie and eat a nice pizza and some popcorn, do it. Take some time for yourself. Not everything is about other people. Sometimes you need a break from work as well, and just everything else that's going on in your life. It's okay to take that solitude, that break, that self-care. Opportunity beckons. I feel that's why we need the solitude and this break, because there's going to be a lot of opportunities coming ahead. And actually, I actually like this card better with this middle card. Yes, opportunities beckoning, it's coming. So it's almost like the calm before the storm. It's time to prepare yourself. It's almost like I think, don't quote me, but I know a few runners, and I know it's always like before a big race, they will eat a certain way and take care of themselves and do certain things to prepare. I think that is what this week is trying to tell you to do. That prepare. There's some big things coming, opportunities coming. Universe card is a card of good luck and good fortune. It's like the World card in other tarot decks. It's like, okay, cycle complete. We're moving forward. It's all good. So it's all good, but how are you going to react to it? Detach. You are going to let go, just like the Taurus, let go of old ways of thinking and really charge forward with a new attitude, new ways of thinking. Again, being brave and taking that first step forward. It's just seeing what happens. I think it's so key because, again, you have opportunities coming and all this good luck and good fortune. And I feel it's definitely coming and extremely important. I feel as though this solitude is really going to almost open up this new cycle of how you do things. Like, and that's where I think this transformation card is trying to say, or where it's coming in. Because this is a card of change physically, emotionally, mentally, mind, body, and soul. So it's telling you, Gemini, that if you can make all of these changes, or let the changes happen, because I don't even feel like you have to put forth that much effort. Just, if somebody is offering you help or someone's offering to make you a meal, take advantage of those situations. Let things come to you, but at the same time, realize all the good that you're getting, how it's positively affecting your life. And I think those little bits of good mixed in with the little bits of change that you're making are really going to help you going forward into the following weeks or the new year. And I really feel like next year is a good year for Gemini. Sacral chakra. This is the second chakra. For me, it always represents that zest for life, that creativity coming out, fulfillment, living your best life. And again, that's where I think all this is leading to. It's like, get some rest, get ready, work on your thought process and how you think about things. Because coming up is this opportunities and good luck and good fortune. And it's really going to tap into using those creative abilities that you have. And you're going to see so much success. So I say this week, prepare for good things to come. And it's about time. You've earned it, deserve it. The angel card here is crown chakra. Interesting. It says, pay attention to your ideas as they are messages from the true divine guidance sent to you in answers to your prayers. So through meditation, through journaling, your guides are there to really give you some pointers, some messages. Meditating, open up your crown chakra, connecting to the universe, seeing what the universe has to offer for you. So again, I really feel like there's this big creative flow and change in general just for you coming. So far, I would say you have the most to look forward to out of all the signs I've read so far. You've worked hard to get to this point. Give yourself a break and then see what happens. So I hope you can relate to that, Gemini. I think it's very cool. I'd be excited if I were a Gemini. It's like, ooh, what does the universe have in store for me? All right, so now we're going to move on to Cancer. Accelerated motion with darkest fears. I already know what this is about. Discontent and boredom. Healing begins. Sacral chakra. Clarity of belief. Interesting. All right. General message here before I even get into the cards. For Cancer, you are letting yourself stay way too long in a cycle that no longer serves you. You're staying or believing in or staying with beliefs that no longer serve you. You really need to let go and move forward because I feel that you're suffering in silence. You're wallowing, thinking that, oh my gosh, when are things going to change? And they're just not. Why? Because you're now allowing it to happen. So let's look at the cards. Accelerated motion, coupled with darkest fears. I'm going to read these two cards together because what they're saying is change can happen quickly for you guys if you allow it to. And it'll be fast change, accelerated motion. But it's your darkest fear that I want to know what's going to happen with that change. Is it going to be good change? Is it going to have positive outcome? Is it going to, you know, all these what ifs that you're wondering about what the outcome is going to be. And you know what? You can't worry about that right now. You have to know that the universe has good things in store for you. And even if an obstacle or challenge is thrown into your way along the way on this path, that it's just going to redirect you onto the right path. So it's all good. But you're so deathly afraid to let go and move forward. But this is saying, you know what? Do it. And you know what? It's going to move fast because it's like the universe is like, come on. I'm ready. I'm ready for you. I'm ready for you. They're waiting, waiting, waiting. And all you have to do is give the yes signal and things will start happening. They'll be like, okay, here we go. This next grouping here, discontent and boredom. Obviously, we had this card last week. Again, what it means is this guy has his back to his world, I guess you would say. And way off in the distance is a castle. And he'd really like to get there, but he's turned his back on things. So this is a card for me of stagnancy and unwillingness to move forward or not knowing how to move forward. And this card is saying, let yourself begin to heal. Let yourself begin to do things differently. Healing can occur when you let go of the past and let new and better things enter your life. New thought patterns, experiencing new emotions, that sort of thing. So once we start the ball rolling, we have to let go of that fear of, oh my gosh, what if it doesn't work out? Because it's going to release that stagnancy and allow that healing to begin. And when that happens, when you start this process going, sacral chakra, that's your, again, we just had that card in the last group for the last sign. It's that zest for life, that fulfilling, you know, your dreams, that living your best life, your soul's purpose, that whole thing, letting your creativity flow and believing it. So I think that the message here is letting yourself get into that new cycle. It's like you sit and you think about it and you wonder, oh, okay, what happens is going to happen if I do A? Well, B, C, and D could happen. But what if I don't like B or C? I want A, or, you know, I want D. You can't think that way. You have to just move forward and let the healing begin. Believe that the good things are coming to you. That, let's say, for example, this can apply to many situations. If it's about a job, leaving an old a job to start a new career, that's one situation. It can be a relationship, ending a relationship with somebody and thinking that there's someone better out there, especially if you're in an emotionally abusive relationship or just a relationship that's not working out. So it's allowing yourself to stay in these situations that aren't good for you or that no longer serve you, and believing that there's something better out there for you. So this is definitely a heavy week of contemplation for you, Cancer. And I strongly encourage you to let some of that contemplation go and to let things start and begin to change for you. Angel card, Ascended Masters. Interesting. Okay. It says, powerful, loving, and wise spiritual teachers are watching over and guiding you. Not only that, I think this card is also saying, talk to your guides, follow your gut, your intuition. Very, very important. Your higher self knows what's best for you. Listen to your higher self. Very, very important. So that's my fellow Cancer people. That is your message. I feel it's a powerful one. I think you've been in the same cycle for way too long. All right, the next one is Leo. Let's see what the week has in store for Leo. I know a ton of Leos, by the way. And most of them have the same birthday, which is really All right, so we have harmony and trust. Interesting. We have wisdom. We have new vitality. We have light. And we have spread your wings. And then we have an angel card. Okay. What my guides are telling me for you Leos this week, before I get started with the reading, is that I think you're going to actually have a continuation of prior weeks. I feel as though the energy has been shifting a little bit for you, and you've been seeing a little bit more positivity and a little bit more good in your life, and I feel like that's going to continue. And this week is, I don't want to say like a restart or reset, but it's time. It's like almost taking like a little pause and saying, okay, great, things have been going really good for me. What else can I do to make sure this continues? So let's start with the cards. Harmony. Harmony card. There's a few meanings for this. It's coupled with the trust card. What I feel this wants you to know is two things. Having harmony within yourself. Trusting that things are going to work out for you the way they're supposed to, that they're going to be positive. Having that trust in the universe. I also think it relates to your most important relationship in your life, whether that be love relationship, a best friend, that one person that you really, really count on. Being open with them, making sure that the relationship is mutually beneficial. So taking like a moment to step back, take a check, and be like, okay, things are good, mutually beneficial relationship, that kind of thing, and just trusting that they're always going to be there for you. I think that's key. So trusting yourself, trusting that one important person in your life, trusting that you're going to get that harmony, that continued harmony, that continual flow of positivity. Very important. Next card is wisdom. You're going to learn new things this week, and it's going to spark this new vitality. And what I feel that means is, again, I feel like for Leo, things have been going better. There are changes that are being made for the better. So a way to look at this is maybe to start reading, like the guy's holding a book. I was going to say start reading a new book about some kind of self-help, or reading a story that's really truly has a happy ending. Basically, seek out wisdom. I have so many examples going in my head that my guides are showing me, but it's basically seek out wisdom, seek out that new knowledge, see what can help you. So it's just like finding out new ideas and new ways to do things, and being like, oh, I could do that. That would really help me. It's going to give you this new vitality. It's almost like having an energy drink, for lack of better words, but I can relate it to that. You're going along, feeling pretty good. It's like, have that energy drink. Boom, all these more other ideas, things that you're learning comes in and keeps just propelling you forward in your week. The light card and spread your wings. I think you're seeing, or going to continue to see this week, that you're really having a lot of good fortune. Light, she's looking up to the universe. You know, this is what I want. This is you thanking the universe. Thank you so much for blessing me. I have a lot of good going on in my life, and I want it to continue. Spreading your wings. This is just, you know, the good's happening, the changes are happening, progress is happening. Spread your wings. Do a little more. Do something different. Keep going. Don't stop. Don't let things become stagnant. So for you, Leo, it's about moving forward and really just letting the blessings continue to flow. So a very good week for you guys. I don't want to say nothing's going to happen, but it's more so the good is going to continue. Okay. This is the angel card that comes with it. Cancel, clear, and delete. It says, use only positive words and thoughts as they are rapidly manifesting into form. Ask the angels to cancel the effects of past negative thinking. So again, you are continuing this week with thinking positive, moving forward. It's almost like don't let that rhythm get broken. Keep going. And tell your guides, no more negative thinking. Help me to not do any negative thinking. So I hope you Leo people can relate to that. All right. The next sign we have is Virgo. Let's see what this week has in store for Virgo. Stand your ground with just breathe. New beginnings and release. Triumphant success. Confront. Interesting. Let me get our card here. Okay. Okay. Just listening to my guides. All right. So going forward for this week, my guides are showing me almost a pivotal moment for you. I don't want to say there's not going to be a little, and there's some dog barking again, I apologize. I'm not going to say there's not going to be any sadness or uncomfortable feelings, but there's also going to be a lot of good as well. So just like kind of going through the motions and dealing with something that needs to be dealt with. I feel this week can be talking about two situations, a relationship or a job. Looking at relationship first. Stand your ground. This means you can listen to all the opinions from all your friends and family that you want, but only yours matters. Stand your ground. Speak your mind. That's what's important. It's what you want and what you think going forward, because you know what? It's your life. Just breathe. Important. When you're doing all this, remember to breathe. Remember to stay focused. Remember why you're standing your ground, what the situation is that is leading to all this, and how you're going, or how you're trying to heal it and move forward in a more positive manner. New beginning. This is saying, and release. I'm going to read these together because it's saying, release with what you've thought in the past. Let go of all the old ways of thinking. Move forward. Take a brave leap forward and get started in that new direction. So again, if you're dealing with a relationship here, it's almost like, okay, this week I got to say something to them. This week I got to either fix this or move on. So again, we have that little good, not so good kind of feelings. It's saying, I'm going to stand my ground. And you're not going to do it in a mean, calculated way. You're going to do it in a way of, you know, this is what I think. This is what I've been feeling. I want to get this out in the open. I want to communicate this to you. Remembering to just breathe during the process. And just in doing so, you're taking this stance, moving forward, this new beginning, releasing what no longer serves you, saying, I don't want to deal with that anymore. Excuse me. I want to move forward now in this new direction, with you or without you. And this work that you do this week, well, whoever it is in your relationship that you are confronting or talking to, or the relationship you're working on, you're going to be successful. You're going to be like, I should have done that sooner. In doing so, you are able to see this man confront. He's looking at himself in the mirror. Again, you're going to be saying to yourself, why didn't I do this sooner? I should have done this months ago. I feel in doing this and basically getting your thoughts out there to this person, this relationship you're working on, is really going to give them food for thought. They're going to see that you're really willing to either work on the situation, and if they're not seeing that, then maybe it is time to let them go. Do I feel as though like a relationship's going to end? I actually feel as though this is kind of like a new beginning for the relationship, and either from that point it'll start to heal and move forward again, or it's just going to strengthen the relationship for you, Virgo. So again, I feel this is dealing with a person, a relationship. When it comes to work, I feel you may be having some miscommunication or misgivings at work, or just not sure where you stand with your manager or your coworkers. So again, you're going to talk to some people. You're going to talk to your manager. How am I doing? How are others perceiving me? You know, these are my thoughts. This is what I'd like to do going forward. I want to be happy here. So again, it's just basically speaking your mind, standing your ground, sticking up for yourself, being not afraid to make those bold moves going forward, releasing the way that you thought about yourself before. And I think, again, you're going to see success. So this is kind of a sticky week. And sorry I keep itching my nose, but allergies. It's a sticky week, and you might be afraid going into it. But I feel as though Virgo is also a type that doesn't back down to a challenge, I guess you could say. So to do this, I feel like they're going to do it, and I see success with it. So no matter what situation we're applying this to, there's going to be success, or at least a healing that begins to start. Your angel message is the Law of Attraction card. And it says, relationships and activities that you once enjoyed are now changing as you become more sensitive and aware of energies. Very true. So you're speaking your mind in a positive way, taking these new steps forward, and you're going to see the success. So it's these changes, like the card is talking about, that law of attraction, wanting something different for that relationship or for your job or career. So I hope that helps you, Virgos. The next sign that we're going to do is a Libra. So let's see what the universe has in store for Libra. Okay. Okay. My guides right away are telling me with Libras that you've been contemplating making change, and that can be in multiple areas of your life or only one. My guides are showing me that for you Libras, that I feel as though sometimes you make too quick of decisions without thinking them through, and you're really trying to change to taking your time to get to that point of decision and letting only yourself influence the outcome or how you move forward. All right, let's see what we have here. Okay, this first card talks about awareness. It is saying that in the week ahead, you are definitely becoming aware of everything that you need to know in dealing with any situation. I feel as if somebody's definitely going to be following their intuition or their gut, and you're going to feel a little bit empowered, like, okay, I know what to do. I know what this week's going to bring. Basically, something is happening this week that you're going to have to deal with. The awaiting results. So you have this awareness going forward into the week, and now you're going to wait to see what the result is. I feel up until this point, and even midweek. So you're going to start off the week with, here I go, I'm going to make some changes. I'm going to see what happens and see what the result is. Midweek, you're going to go back to this, did I do the right thing? This whole contemplation, letting ego step in, making you doubt your gut. This is the time when you feel in the middle of the week like, oh my God, what did I do? Did I make the right decision? This is where you're going to, it says teach. This is where you're going to reach out, talk to your best friend or your partner, and just kind of let them know what's on your mind, what you're struggling with, and let them reassure you a little bit. Or you can journal if you don't feel like talking to somebody, or you can meditate, like almost like taking a little step back and connecting with yourself again and saying, okay, like a little breather. You know, like me taking my drinks of water, taking that little water, okay, I'm good to move forward, that kind of thing. So midweek, you're going to have that mental conflict. You're going to need to like recenter yourself and, okay, get back on track. End of the week, you're going to be struggling still a little bit. So you're going to start out the week strong, making changes, moving forward, no matter what situation it is, relationships, career, home, whatever it is. Midweek, you're going to start doubting yourself, but you're going to regroup and you're really going to be like, okay, I can move forward again. A little bit of that self-doubt's going to linger because we have the temptation card here. So it's like, oh, geez, nope, I'm going to keep going. And then, oh, geez, I'm not doing it right. Okay, but keep going. So you're going to keep going because once you do, you're going to have that well-deserved reward. So by the weekend, you're going to be like, I'm so glad that I moved forward and did whatever it was, A, B, or C, because I got a good response from it. I got what I wanted from it. So I really feel as though if you, Libra, you're really contemplating doing something and you've been hemming and hawing about it for a while, but you have the knowledge to move forward and start the process. You're going to begin to have that self-doubt. A little bit will linger, but you know what? It's going to end up in your favor with this well-deserved reward. And let's see what the angel card says. It is a card called Emotional Sensitivity. It says, honor and respect your deep sensitivity as it is a gift to us all. So it's saying, basically here, midweek when you're really doubting yourself, it's okay. You're human. We all doubt ourselves. But pick yourself back up and keep moving forward. I would love to know what the situation is, Libra. Or if you know what it is, put it in my comments below and let me know if you can relate to that message. Okay, we have the next sign of Scorpio. Okay, let's pull some cards. Ooh. Okay, interesting. Okay, what my guides are telling you right for Scorpio is that this week's going to be a better week than you have had in the past, meaning that going forward into this week, you're going to have less doubt, a little more positivity. And as I say that, you really, really need to try to keep that frame of mind. Otherwise, you're going to fall into old ways of thinking really quickly. Let's see what the cards say here. All right, we have the third eye chakra card. Third eye chakra. It's following your gut, your intuition. You're letting your intuition take the lead this week. So your gut, your intuition is never going to lead you wrong. So that's with any situation. Work, home, relationships, whatever it is, friendships. Go with your gut. Making a decision, go with your gut. Gut never leads you wrong, in the wrong direction. Fulfillment of wishes. I feel as though the little bit of a high you got from last week, the success that you had, carries over into this week, and you're still going to feel this wish. You got the results you want, whether it be at work with a project, whether it be in a relationship or even something, dealing with a child, because we do have a father-son card here. It's like that hard work, even though it's not the greatest, all that worrying that I did, I finally got a good result, and that you're so grateful for. So you're still on that little bit of a high of feeling that wish being granted or that outcome, that positive outcome. And why I say with a child, because I have this father-son card, I feel as though it could be the success of a child, the guidance that you've given them, and how they've taken it and really thrived with it and have had a positive outcome. Whatever it is, helping them study for a test, keep encouraging them that they're going to do well on that test. Whatever it is, definitely good. Conflict and defeat. I feel as though this kind of comes towards the end of the week, where this high that you've been on, which is a good one because you earned it and it was successful, you're going to start to think, yeah, okay, I did those 2 steps forward and oops, I've just taken 1 back. That's okay, because it's all 2 steps forward, 1 back. Okay, stop. What can I do now going forward? Anything I need to change, think about, or just let things happen as they may? So it's giving you this little bit of a pause to regroup, reevaluate, and then move forward. comes with the chakra card. So again, this is a card of communication. If something happens towards the end of the week that you need to address, don't be afraid to. This says communicate. Important to communicate, whether it be with spouses, kids, friends, family, co-workers, bosses, whoever it is. Don't be afraid to speak your mind and really get out there, you know, what you're thinking, because you've had all this success up to this point. And again, when I say speak your mind, it's not that you're going to be yelling at this person or being mean. It's more of speak your mind, get what's on your mind out there. Say things, you know, think before you speak. But it's also saying you don't really have to hold back. You know, let your thoughts flow. So kind of a mixed message there, I guess you would say. I don't want to say your week is kind of at a lull, but it's finally letting you enjoy the success that you experienced last week. It's going into this week, Scorpio, and you're going to be able to continue to feel that success. And again, when you're happier or feeling more successful, it tends to trickle into other areas of your life as well. So that's where I think this fulfillment of wishes. So you're going to see little successes in other things or with those around you that you love. And towards the end of the week or weekend, when you're feeling a little bit drained and tired from the week, but feel as though you need to kind of talk about a certain situation, don't be afraid to communicate. You know, talk about things, taking that little pause and then allowing yourself to move forward again. The angel card for this is parents. That's interesting. Parents card says, the divine truth is that your parents eternally love you to the best of their ability. The angels are helping you heal from any pain associated with your mother or father. And that's interesting because I talked about these two cards here, being a father-son, or your relationship with either a child or family member. It could even be, you know, a parent. So the success could possibly be in healing your relationship with the parent. And again, it's all about that communication and the baby steps you're taking forward, but continuing to see that success that you've had thus far as though things are going to work out. All right, we're coming down to the last two signs. Sagittarius is next. We have intuition, shine, destiny, share the love, foundation and achievements, observe, and angel card. Okay. Simply put, for Sagittarius, I feel as though this week is a lot about just being present in the moment, taking a look at where you're at on your life path and seeing all of the good in it. So it's a week of thinking positively. And I don't want to say giving yourself a break, but it is almost as though this week you're going to just go with the flow, let things happen, work, home, relationships, letting things happen. Being in a positive mindset is the key. We have the intuition card, which has come up now a lot, or in other readings if you haven't listened to them all. So it's that following your gut, allowing what your intuition and your gut tells you, to believe it, use it, allow yourself to shine from it. Destiny. This is the card for me for life path. It is showing you, again, it's wanting you to just be this week. Just let yourself work, be home, engage relationships and people, you know, nothing fancy or special. And just looking at your life path and how far you've come and being grateful for what you have. So again, it's about a week of just being and being grateful and continuing to move forward with a positive outlook. Share the love. I also think this week is a big week for family or reaching out to those that you care about. So if you haven't heard from a friend or family member for a while, you may want to reach out and call them. It may be something you've been thinking about doing and haven't had the time. This week would be great to do that. You know, a lot of time, as I've said in many readings before, that it's time to like take a step back and think about ourselves and only ourselves. But this week, for Sagittarius, I feel it's more about, okay, things are going pretty good. I'm kind of taking a little bit of a breather, and allowing those few people to cross your mind that you really want to reconnect with and talk to, and just see how they are. And then we have the family card, the foundations and achievements. And again, this card talks about family, and I've made it, and I'm providing for my family, and I have that firm foundation on which everything else is set. It's being comfortable with where you're at this point in life. If it's not exactly where you wanted to be, that's okay. But be comfortable and happy about how far you've come, all the good that you've done. So keep it positive. But the card with it is observe. You know, this is, I feel, also towards the end of the week, just kind of taking a look and saying, you know, what does my family need from me or want from me? What else can I be doing to show them that I care? So it's a lot of just going inside, or, you know, going inside and just doing a little bit of contemplation, but not making decisions or plans. Again, this is kind of a week of just going with the flow, enjoying what life has given you so far, the positive things that you have good to look forward to coming up. Checking on those that maybe you haven't heard from for a while, those people that you care about. It's actually about, I think this week is a lot about feeling that balance that you have in your life. You may be like, I have time to call my friend Julie from high school. I haven't talked to her in months. It's like, why? Because you have that balance and you have the time to actually do something like that. All right, the message here, we'll see what this says. Twin flame card. The answer to your question involves a spiritually based romantic relationship. Okay, this one's kind of throwing me for a loop. I don't know a lot about twin flames, but what does this have to do with the message this week? Again, I mentioned reaching out to somebody. You know, twin flame is kind of, again, I don't know a lot about them, but what I'm going to say, how this relates to what I've pulled for you guys, is saying that you may hear from your twin flame or somebody from the past or present that seems to come in and out of your life. So you may hear from this person this week, or you may reach out to that person this week, and that's okay. It's kind of just a check-in, see how they're doing, that sort of thing. And that's interesting. I would love for you to comment, Sagittarius, if any of you are dealing with a twin flame situation. That would be interesting to know. All right. Thank you, Sagittarius. And the final one is Capricorn. Let's see what good old Capricorn. All right. Okay. This is going to be a tough week for Capricorn. All right. All right, Capricorn, let's see. I feel like it's going to be a tough week for you. What the cards are showing me is, let's start off with this disruption. Disruption. This disruption card means something that has happened or is going to happen. That, of course, is a disruption, an upheaval, something that's usually not so pleasant, that really kind of shakes you up. But good part about this card is it leads to directing you onto a better path with a positive outcome. So if it's a split up of a relationship, that would mean that that person was not good for you, and therefore you can move forward, begin to heal, possibly find a new relationship. If you get let go from a job, it means that job wasn't good for you. So there's a lot of scenarios. And as I always say, to try to look at the bright side of things, or the good part of a bad situation. Coming together. I feel this week you're really going to need to rely on friends and family and those close to you when this disruption happens. Again, I feel as though it's not going to be the most pleasant thing. This is nothing detrimental, but it's just something that happens in your life that, again, kind of shakes you up and then redirects you onto a better path with a better outcome. Material harvest paired with solar plexus. Solar plexus, our gut area, our self-esteem and self-confidence. It's definitely going to take a hit. But if you rely on those around you that love you, they're bringing that abundance to you, that abundance of love, that abundance of support, that abundance of advice. They're really going to pick you up, put you back on your feet, and really allow you to begin to heal and to start seeing things in a more positive manner. This third card here, emotional loss, you see is holding his heart. And it's interesting that it's paired with the heart chakra card. Heart chakra, this is your emotions, your feelings. You know, when something not so great happens, automatically it's like this event is stored in our heart chakra to be dealt with later. We kind of like tuck it away. This is saying deal with what happened. Let the emotions come through. Get down your thoughts and feelings on paper by journaling or meditating or talking to somebody. But it's okay to grieve. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to be mad. It's okay to be to feel disappointed, or whatever is the feeling you're having because of this disruption. It's saying to let yourself feel all this, and then you are better able to move on and to move forward. And there's no timeline for that. I just feel this week, it's just so, you're going to take a hit somehow, emotionally, mentally, physically, with a relationship, a job, something. But it's going to be sort of like a little wake-up call, and you're going to be like, okay, now I know. Now I need to move on and do A, B, and C. All right. Card here. Indigo. It says, the person you are inquiring about is an indigo, meaning highly sensitive, natural-born leader. I actually feel like this card, even though it says the person you're inquiring about, I feel like this has to do with you. I feel like this card is saying you need to know you're in charge of your own life. You make your own decisions. You have that strength and determination and willpower to move forward, no matter what all this brings. Because at some point we all go through something like this. I'm just happening to see it for the week ahead. So that is it for you, Capricorn. So that concludes the 12 signs and the messages that I see for you guys. I hope that you like this style. I will find out. Like I said, I did do a poll, and this is what everybody kind of wanted. So we'll see if everybody likes it. Of course, if you're watching this and you're not a subscriber, you should subscribe, because I will pick a new subscriber to win a reading every week. There's also in the description box, if you click on it, you will see a code in there for a discounted reading if you go to my website. So there's all kinds of good stuff to come. So I hope that you enjoyed hearing what your sign has in store for you this week. And I hope you have a great week and you get back to me about how this message really resonated with you throughout your week. So have a good one.